What if I told you? Reaching $100,000 doesn't make you rich. It makes you dangerous. Because for the first time, you stop thinking like someone who is broke. And once that happens, there's no going back. This is the story of Aaron. 26 years old, office job, monthly salary $800. On paper, nothing was wrong with his life. He had a job, he paid his bills, he survived every month. But survival is not the same as living, and Aaron knew it, even if he never said it out loud. Every month followed the same pattern. Salary arrives, bills leave, food, rent, transport, small expenses. And by the end of the month, there was nothing left that felt meaningful. Not because he was careless, but because everything in his life was already pre-decided. There was no space for freedom, only repetition. And the worst part? He didn't feel broke. He felt stuck in something that never changes, like life was moving forward, but he wasn't. It wasn't just money. It was everything around it. Friends posting better lives, people upgrading phones, someone buying a bike, someone leaving for a better job. And Aaron? He stayed in the same cycle, not failing, but never moving ahead either. Even small problems felt heavy. A broken phone charger felt like an expense decision. A wedding invitation felt like financial calculation. Everything had weight. Everything had consequences. And that constant mental calculation never stopped. One night, something small happened. He opened his banking app. Balance, $200. Normally, he would feel stress. But this time, he didn't react. No panic, no excitement, just silence. And that silence felt unfamiliar. Because for the first time, his brain wasn't trying to solve a problem immediately. It was just observing. That moment didn't last long. But it stayed with him. Here's what nobody tells you. Money doesn't change your life instantly. It changes your emotional reaction to life first, not your lifestyle, your psychology, your fear, your decisions. Aaron didn't understand this yet, but he was about to experience it firsthand. He made a simple rule: save $300 every month. No matter what happens, no excuses. At first it felt easy on paper, but reality is different, because now every decision became a negotiation. Go out or save, buy comfort or delay it, live today or secure tomorrow. He wasn't just saving money. He was training discipline under pressure. There were moments he almost broke. A friend calling him out, a sudden desire to upgrade his phone, a stressful day where spending felt like relief. Sometimes he would sit for minutes, just thinking, does it even matter? And that question is dangerous, because it slowly destroys consistency. But Aaron stayed, not because he was motivated, but because he was tired of restarting life every month. After 1 year, $6,000, no celebration, no lifestyle upgrade, no visible difference. And this is the exact point where most people quit, because progress feels invisible. But invisible progress is still progress. After 2 years, $15,000, still nothing dramatic, still the same job, still the same life. But something subtle changed. Aaron stopped seeing himself as someone who earns monthly and started seeing himself as someone who builds slowly. That shift is invisible, but powerful. At $20,000, life tested him. An unexpected expense came. Normally, this would trigger stress, overthinking, maybe even borrowing. But this time, he just paid it and moved on. No emotional damage, no mental spiral, and that's when it hit him. Money doesn't remove problems. It removes emotional reactions to problems. At $40,000, Aaron started thinking differently, not in money, in time. His monthly survival cost was $800, so he calculated something simple. $40,000, 50 months of life, more than 4 years already secured. And suddenly, money stopped being numbers. It became time stored in physical reality. That realization changes how you think forever. At $60,000, Aaron changed again. Before this point, risk felt dangerous. Failure felt final. But now, he started trying things, learning skills, exploring opportunities, thinking beyond survival. Because now, failure didn't mean ending. It meant adjusting. And that single difference changes behavior completely. At $80,000, Aaron wasn't the same person anymore. He stopped chasing approval, stopped trying to look successful, stopped buying things to feel better. Instead, he focused on growth, assets, long-term thinking. But the most important part, he didn't announce this change. He didn't talk about it. He just became it, quietly. Then one day, it happened. He opened his banking app. $100,000, he expected something big. Emotion, excitement, relief. A moment that would feel like arrival. But nothing came. No shock, no happiness explosion, just stillness. Because outside his life, nothing had changed. Same room, same job, same routine. But inside his mind, everything had already shifted. At 8% return, $100,000 can generate $8,000 a year, without effort, without work. Money starts growing on its own, silently. And that changes how you see effort itself. Because now, not everything depends on you. Before 100K, the question was, how do I earn more? After 100K, the question becomes, how do I protect and grow what I have? And that shift is the real wealth, because money stops being survival and becomes strategy. The first $100,000 doesn't change your life. It changes your identity. You stop reacting emotionally. You start thinking long-term. You become calmer under pressure. You take smarter risks. You value time more than status. Most people never reach this point, not because they can't, but because they quit before progress becomes visible. Because at the beginning, everything feels slow, invisible, pointless. But if you stay long enough, there comes a moment where everything changes, not outside, inside your mind. And once that happens, you don't just have money, you have control, and that changes everything.